please welcome Karen Hardy. No, we're still on the jazz hands. Still on the jazz hands. Any excuse. Saturday's theme, obviously, being musicals. How hard is it, though, Karen, to find the right balance between staying true to a dance and impersonating a character?
Well, it's really difficult because sometimes the bells and whistles can really take over, and we've heard judges in the past put big complaints in. But do you know what? It was perfection personified. I loved this weekend. For the record, probably the best themed that we have had.
I know. It was so extraordinarily exciting. It blew my mind. Let's start with Natalie and Artem. Now, Len's main critique was that there wasn't quite enough foxtrot for him in the routine. What did you think? Was it clever choreography from Artem, and if so, why?
Well, we have to call it clever choreography because, I mean, it definitely sucked me into the performance. I loved it because of the attention to detail. What we're seeing now all these weeks in the beautiful use of arms, you know, that really sells the performance. Here we had a classical feather step, which they did in what we call shadow position. It was exquisite. But Leonard was correct again.
I never kept
Leonard himself.
Yeah.
It's meant to be a 60-40 split. We want to see at least 40% of the basis of the dance. Looking back over it, there wasn't quite enough. But you know what? Artem, he's becoming the big bad boy of the choreography, isn't he? He's doing this every week. But what we've got to look at is entertainment versus content. We got to, you know, that's going to wow the audience. Will it wow the judges? They've got to be really careful.
OK, all right, watch it. Ashley and Ola and their rumba. Tough dance for all male celebrities to conquer. How well did he cope with it?
I thought he was gorgeous. We know that this rumba is very difficult for men. Should they be tough and strong and powerful? You know, steps like this that we're looking at here, the opening outs to left and right is what we call them. And those men have got to deliver that strong hip action. He did it all really well. They moved together in harmony. It was just exquisite. A beautiful romantic rumba. But what I want to show everybody is how to do those cucarachas, because they're actually really difficult.
Show us. OK.
The opening outs to left and right.
Here we go. Demo time, everyone. Here we
that
go.
involved a cucaracha.
A cucaracha?
Cucaracha means squashing the cockroach.
OK. Never heard
So
it called
what we're going to do is that we have to rotate the hips. So we do a figure 8 with our hips, step to the side, close the feet, and then we go to the other side and we close the feet. Cucaracha.
And there go the hips.
Now, listen, you've got to think. This is, we're asking a man on live television to be undulating, to crush a cockroach and undulate his hips. Not easy, but he delivered it really well. Loved the performance. I thought it was great. Another tough night.
Another tough night. Brilliant. Patrick and Anya and their Charleston. Patrick made this dance look so easy. And each time something happened, I was like, can't get better. He'd do something else, I'd be like, oh, it's even better. 3/10. How complex was that routine for him?
This routine was sensational, and what a dance to open it with. You know, in the beginning, I've got to say, I didn't even know he was even interested in this show. But look at him now. Look at the personalities between the two of them, the music, chitty chitty bang bang. But the choreography I've picked up on here, what's quite interesting to notice, a lot of solo work. Now, we say in the ballroom and Latin field, solo work is much easier to do than what we call the actual partnering. And ballroom and Latin dancing is all about partnering. So, what I'm hoping, this amazing entertainment, this amazing commitment, the technique in this, all of it, he can maintain when they are in their arms, in arms of each other's, because that for me was sensational.
Well done, Patrick. Abby and Aliash and their salsa. Oh my lord. You of course got top marks for a salsa with ramps, the only other couple to do that in the history. And now Abby and Aliash, who, me? Could I possibly remember that? How cleverly did they fuse disco and salsa?
Well, I'm going to say this was absolutely brilliant. Anything that's with a musical or a theming, let's say, anything with theming, you're going to get into a situation, people will love it or they will hate it because it's been themed. Now, what I loved about this, and I had to keep watching it back, it actually has, and the choreography I've chosen here, it's got all the essence of salsa in it, but they've just brushed it over with the disco element. When I watched it first, I went, oh, this is way too much disco. But when you break it down, all the salsa was in there as well. And instead of having free arms, you know, they might put the classic points in.
But the steps
absolutely loved it. I thought brilliant.
Awesome. It was awesome. Susanna and Kevin and their quick step. The judges said they had a few sync issues, but what was so good about it? And what did you see that us mere mortals wouldn't have noticed?
First of all, the energy that these two have, the movement around the dance floor was absolutely incredible. Loved it. That said, the choreography was at a really, really high level, and I can see where Kevin is really pushing her. But he's got to be careful, he's got to be careful. He's trying to push her into that final, so he's testing her now. There were a few little mistakes that we've picked up here, but do you know what? I thought it was sensational. And I've got a little bit of special demo time here. Why not? I thought in that choreography were things called pendulum swings, and I thought, pre-Christmas, what a way to work off those calories. Because this is just to show you how difficult it is, and I want everyone at home to have a go. You've got to point one leg to the side, you've got to jump onto the other one and swing. Now, you've got to imagine there's two of you that have got to be doing it at the same time. Now we're going to do the step called the woodpecker, which I love. So now you've got to tap behind at the same time.
Oh,
now,
my Lord.
Look, and a few of those.
And a few of those.
And a couple of those. And that is why it can so easily go out of sync. But a sensational performance to close one of the greatest weekends that I think we've had so far on Strictly this year.
Just a clap for that demo alone. Look at that. The pendulum swing and the woodpecker. Now, Sophie and Brendan and the Viennese waltz back to her best. This actually made me cry. Why did this dance suit Sophie so well? And how did Brendan's choreography work to her strengths?
Absolutely pure first class. This lady, what I love, she's the queen of quintessential. And Brendan, you know, he wants to deliver pure dancing. I've picked up here what we call the fleckle. Every year we talk about the fleckle. A lot of the professionals don't even give it to their celebrities because it's so difficult. Not Brendan, he gives her 3 times. Three times she went in and did some form of fleckle. It was absolutely gorgeous. The top lines, the body connection, the movement, there were no gimmicks. It was not about the entertainment of lifts and wham bam, thank you man. It was pure dancing. It was absolutely essential. For the record, why were there no 10s?
Ah, there
I'm going to put it out there.
Sophie.
She can do it. She can do it,
Wonderful.
and I know she'll be fine.
Wonderful stuff. It's so exciting now. Who's going to win? I can't wait. Thank you, as ever. A delight, Karen Hardy. Well, that is it for today. A big thank you to all my guests. Tomorrow night, I'll be